Good evening, my good friends, and thank you for joining back in. Today we have 2 days of recap to go through. I wasn't on Thursday, and yesterday I did the recap, but for some reason my microphone wasn't plugged in, probably. So yeah, I have to do it all over again. But it doesn't matter. I'll gladly do it. I think we have some good stuff to look into, and yeah, let's do it straight away. If you don't follow me already on Twitter, please do. It's at uselinkinv. As mentioned, as always, on YouTube as well. I highly appreciate your follow and your subscription. So please do that on YouTube as well. Uselinkinv there as well. So yeah, let's dive into it, man. Let's see what happens. Okay, okay. Let's go to the top here. Let's look at it. We have the gold to silver ratio. Let me do the auto for you guys. As you know, this is the formation that I am looking at, the expanding wedge or the expanding, yeah, let's call it an expanding wedge, where we have ever since the late or the early 2021 been in this upsloping formation here. We broke down and then we spiked back up again. This formed the golden trend line, and which where we are now looking at had a perfect touch, major wick, and then last Tuesday, we had a massive drop in silver, also in gold, but it was very big in silver. I think it was 5% at some point. And we started the rally up here. And as you know, this was very plausible, as we talked about, because we have the third touch of a trend line. My expectations now is that we get some sort of move up here, and then we start to turn over at some point. Where do we turn over? We don't know. The highest I think we will go is, if you know how I look at things, is this dotted golden trend line coming up here. This is the highest we will go. So I think around 90 is the absolute highest we will go. That's my view. That's my take. But if my take is not correct and we take out this high here, then things is going to look very, very bad for gold and silver commodities. And I think overall markets will have an absolutely beat down if we do this. If we take out that high here at 92 point something, that would be very bad for precious metals and commodities overall, Nasdaq as well. So, so yeah, because that means major risk off. Sorry, silver. As you know, just zoom out here a bit. I have the wick. Let's make this one dotted for you guys. It's easier to see. I have the wick highs trend line, and then I have the daily closes going across here. Let's zoom in. As you know, we held this zone here for some time, but again, 2 days ago, we had a 5% drop in silver, blasted right through. And also, previously, when we started to break out here, if you go back through my videos, I said that we are probably going to retest this golden trend line here at around 23 point something, and that's what we're doing right now. Getting a bit of a wick here, but I still think we can go a tad lower to 23.5 ish. And also, at the beginning, I had the fips on, and I said, you know, where do we go? I think we'll go here, right here, 23.6 more or less. This is the fib. This is the major important fib level for retracement, and I think we will bounce here. So I think we will. I don't think it will go, you know, like a V shape like that. I really do think that we will for like a week or two that we will do some sort of like this. So June and the remaining of this month will be consolidation sideways. That's my take. Let's see how it goes. Gold, goldie. I think during this time for the remaining of May and June, I think again gold will not plummet down, but I do think that we will somehow go and test this zone here. Um, Lowest we'll go is 1920, and but I do think we will somehow go for a retest of this one here, this bad boy here, before going up again. So I think June will be a very dull month for gold and silver. Nothing major happening, slightly down before we go up. So yeah, that's my take on it. But then again, for now, it's still very bullish, these structures. So nothing major has broken, and that's what we want to see. Speaking of broken, this is platinum. And last Friday, for some reason, I don't know, but anyways, the chart showed that we dropped 4% in platinum, crushing down below two major levels or support, golden trend line here, as you can see, coming all the way across, and the internal weekly closes. We crossed that. Very bad for platinum, actually, in the short term. Hopefully, we will go for a double bottom here, where this green support at 1050 holds again. But this major red candle here is a bit worrying, but let's see how it unfolds. We have to go to the weekly. As you can see, this, oh man, let's go to the monthly. Sorry guys. As you know, you've seen this before. Just to show you if you haven't seen it, this is gold measured against M2 money supply, and look where we are. It looks like at some point in the very near future, we are breaking out of this trend line, meaning gold is outperforming the money supply, which is basically hasn't been doing for 50 years. That's amazing. Could we go down a bit here during June? Of course, but then it's go time in my book. Very good, very promising for gold, even better for silver when gold breaks out. So yeah. Okay, we have the GDX, the gold miners. Again, major inverted head and shoulders. Go to the daily. Let's have a look. See, the blue one here is the neckline, broken out, retest into a double top for now, and now we are trying to bottom here again. This level really needs to hold, and I think even though I mentioned that gold and silver could do nothing for like 2 to 4 weeks, I do think that the GDX and the miners will confirm that before. So if we start to see very early on here that this one is going up for the next week or two, while gold and silver does nothing, even goes down a bit, that's your confirmation, in my view, that gold and silver is just having a bit of a pause here while the Dixie is strong in the short term, and then uh, if the miners it goes up, very positive, because you know miners often front runs the gold and silver. Oil here, just very quickly, very bearish still, nothing big to look at it. The green support needs to hold all the way across here, as you know. Not much to talk about. Still 82 is my level where we go slightly bullish again, but for now it's all not looking good for now. I think this is the remaining of the summer. You will just hopefully just stay here in this range, and then we go up again. But yeah, if recession is coming, which it's probably already here, but anyways, then we could lose this green support here. But for now, still okay, as long as this zone here holds. So yeah, I think oil will have its time, but definitely not right now. So yeah, as you know, we have a double bottom here maybe. So yeah, let's look for oil and the energies. Let's zoom in here on nat gas. Still fighting this formation here. Nothing much to report out on. You know, we can add a trend line here actually. Let's do that. This is the one crossing here, and I think we have to wait and see nat gas. It's a wild beast, but for now it has been steady for like, what is it, a half a year? Hasn't done anything, and I think it's really trying to bottom here. But when will it break out, and when is the bottoming over? I don't know. But this is the most stable period for gas in like, you can, as you can see, right? It's been just absolutely insane for the past 3 years. So right now it's very stable, trying to do a bottom, but let's see. URA divided by the uranium spot price. If you don't follow this ratio on a weekly basis, I highly suggest you should do that. I don't want to go into the long term. I have made my views on that both on Twitter but also in other videos. You can check that out. But we have broken out of this squeezing wedge here, and now we're doing some sort of retest, and this is where we need to hold. If we hold and resume up again, then I can assure you that the uranium miners will perform insanely well. So yeah, this was Thursday, where I think URA went down 4% together with silver. Every commodity just got hammered to the face. So yeah, but we have indecision last Friday, very good, and now we need to turn up again. We have a higher high, as you know. We want to have a higher high here, and then the retest for a higher low, and then hopefully resume. Then you have the uptrend. URA quite similar. This was the day the day that I talked about. 4% down, 3 or 4%, major damage. I also posted on Twitter that we had a doji into the golden resistance. Let me zoom out here a bit so I can show you where it comes from. This is the golden resistance coming all the way down. Yeah, fake out, then a revisit to the lower side. Then we had a doji at the resistance, and a doji often, not always, but it often means that we could have a potential reversal coming, and we sure did. And now again we have a small green indecision bar here. I think it's called a bullish harami candlestick formation. I can't remember exactly. I don't use it that often, but I think that's the name for it. Again, we need this to hold the support zone here, the highs, and then we have the level here needs to hold, and then we resume up here again. Hopefully, I love uranium, so let's fucking go. Let's see. Zooming out here, URA against overall commodities, peaking out as you can see, very bullish. That's what we want to see. So uranium trying to outperform overall commodities. Let's go. Let's have it again here. URA against XLE. We went all the way into the apex of these massive wedges here, the points down to the apex. We have broken out 3 big green weeks, which is very positive. So yeah, but we need to take out this high here at 0.27 before we have a higher high. But for now, this is very good. But yeah, let's see. This is the most momentum we have had in a very long time, so that's good. URA against the SPY. We have a big of a possible false breakdown here. We are back into the wedge here. Very good. Let's go to the daily and see. So we came back again. Now we're doing the retest, right? So hopefully this needs to hold again, and then we go again. And if you can see the pattern here, right, URA has broken out or negated some bearish formations on multiple charts against dollar, commodities, and XLE. So hopefully this holds true, and that we are just started the next leg up for uranium miners, hopefully. But then again, it still has a lot of work to do, so I'm not calling anything yet. URA against the Nasdaq. Still, I have this inverted head and shoulders. It had been confirmed. Then we had the big ugly day 2 days ago, and I think we will curl up again here, hopefully. But let's see. We are below the neckline, so please keep that in mind. But yeah, hydrogen, hydra. Just I wanted to show this one. Oh, Jesus Christ. We have broken out here, but then after this, we have just been grinding, really grinding this golden trend line here. You know, we can't seem to break it, but we can't seem to get any traction neither. So let's see what it looks like. I think this kind of a grind here will result in some sort of spike up here. That's the move with the highest potential. Could we break down back into it? Yes, of course, that's always a possibility. But I think we would have done that, you know, when we broke this one here. I think we would have broken into it. But for some reason, this one has held. So let's keep looking at this one and see how it goes for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And hopefully we can start to turn back up again if you're into hydrogen. TAN, the solar ETF. Just look at this big squeeze here, right? We have the bull flag and we have the golden trend line coming up here. We had a breakdown here of the golden trend line at the start of May, and for now it could be a false breakdown where people have gone short, and the retest was not confirmed, right? Normally we get a retest and then we go lower, but we are back into and above the golden trend line here. Very bullish. A bit of a wick on the daily here, but for now, let's call it bullish. I like it. XOP, again, very much related to oil. We did the retest up here, broke down. We came into, let me just remove these bad boys so you can just get a fresh view, because it doesn't look good, but it doesn't look, there are some potential still. As you can see, we broke down here, came into this bottom here, held, went for the retest, and now we are at the same levels again. So what you want to see as a bull, you want to see this being a double bottom, right? And then we go higher again. We have the trend line coming down here as well, and then go higher. That's what you want to see. If you're a bear, you want to take out these lows here at 115. And I think what we see here in the XOP will also be shown a bit later in the oil chart. That's my take on it. XLF, why do I have this one? I don't know, to be honest, but this is the banking sector. Still holding the highs from 2007. So if you want to invest into banking, I'm not saying that you should, because it's a bit messy right now. But then this is where you want to add to your position, and of course has the stop loss in place afterwards. But the green support has to hold, because if this doesn't hold, then I think we'll break down very badly here. But for now, it's okay. But you can see this tiny bounce here is very weak, so I would assume that it doesn't hold. So yeah, Podex, Cannabis. I know people hate the sector. Understandable. It has been crushed with like a 97-8% drop over the past few years. But as you know, I have been looking at this squeeze here, coming down here, and this one here, the lower bound here, and we have had a pop. Now we're coming down, so hopefully we will start to turn back up again for some gains here. But again, it's a very hated sector. No one is investing into it, so it could be whatever. XLE, the overall energy sector, still holding on to the long-term golden trend line coming up here. This needs to hold. There's a gap fill here, back from September 2022. But this would mean that we break the golden trend line. But for now, as you can see, we are making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. So for now it's bearish, and we need to curl up again here. Yeah. Last but not least, XBI. This was one that I have been following for some time, but haven't showed here for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. As you know, this is my major view. We have an inverted head and shoulders here. This was my golden trend line. We broke down, came down to the parallel level here, created from these tops here. You have this one, then this is the parallel point. Went all the way back for the retest, small pullback, and now we're back above again. So what looked very bearish to me when we broke here and then did the retest and went down, actually then all of a sudden popped back up again. So now this one is very bullish. As you know, there's a lot of people short here that needs to cover at some point if they haven't done already. But the major go line for me is above here at around 90. If we get back above, retest, you can have a perfect entry here, stop loss. You can place when depending on how risk tolerant you are, but I think that's perfect buy to me. I mean, the governments and so on all around the world are just pouring money into solar for some reason. I don't know, but that's what they do. So follow the money, and yeah, if we can break 92, 90, 92, whatever at that range, very bullish. Okay, that's all I had for today. A bit long video, but I hope you enjoy it. Please leave in the comments below. Again, as always, any thoughts you have, I will reply to every single one. And I highly appreciate you taking your time to see this video, and have an awesome weekend. And see you all on Monday, where hopefully we will get some better mood in the commodity sector. But yeah, let's see. Again, guys and girls, have an awesome day, and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.